Okay, on to the next scenario. I'm Kataira Smith here with Kevin Ashworth. We're working through anxiety scenarios provided by staff and families. So this next one, it's a child that comes to school always kind of feeling anxious about things that are happening at home, and it carries over into the school setting. So what do we do for kiddos that kind of carry stuff with them when they go either from home to school or even from school to home? I see that often as well.
Well, my first thought is clearly this child has a great relationship with at least whoever brought this up, because it says a lot. I think many of us can reflect, many adults can reflect on our experiences of going to school and having somebody that you trust and that you care for, particularly if home isn't terribly safe. The bad news is there's not a lot you can do as an adult in that kid's life if you're not part of that kid's life.
Yeah.
And so, but the power of just being present and continuing to allow that support, and of course, if there's things that elevate the risk or concern, then bringing in other people. But I think for the kid, it's so powerful to know probably that you're at school, that they can check in with you, and that you can just empathize and listen. I would be careful from necessarily giving advice, but just allow a place that this student can continue to be heard, and also reminding them that you believe they're quite capable despite these things. And so adversive life experiences don't have to mean we're unsuccessful in other parts of our life. And sometimes we need an adult just to say, you have a lot going on at home. It sounds like your mom and dad or whoever is, caring for you are going through a lot in your household. And I still trust that you can do really well in this class. I still trust that you can work really hard despite that. In fact, that's where I would put your energy so that you can kind of manage these other things.
And it kind of, you did a training last year of that one circle thing. And I heard you just kind of do it. What was that? The blank plus blank. It was.
Yeah. So how do you offer a statement of support? And it requires two things. It's not just being empathic and validating, which many people are good at, but it's also a statement of confidence. And that statement of confidence, we sometimes forget, is like, I'm instilling in you, you can do it. And I'm not instilling in you that you can do the math assignment or something. I'm instilling in you that when you feel psychological distress, whether that's anxiety, sadness, despair, hopelessness, I'm saying, I know it's awful and I know you can do it, because we can tolerate those emotional experiences. Children will have them. All children will have them. They will have them throughout their whole life. Our job is to prepare them through tolerance building that they're capable of managing hardship, distress, and so on and so forth.
Nice. Yeah. And you did talk about like having somebody at school whenever they can. There was another parent that wrote out, not really a scenario, but just he wished his children knew that they had people to talk to at the school and to bring that awareness. So as teachers, just making sure that kids know who are the people they can talk to, whether it be ourselves, whether it be a coach or our connection center mentors or our counselors, just having that awareness also does help build that up. So
and I would think of time too. It's not just talking, because not everybody has the ability or willingness or capability to articulate themselves. But if you've got a child that's distressed, a 15-year-old or a 12-year-old, and you just say, I'm going to borrow you for 10 minutes a week, and you're going to just sit in my office while I'm doing emails.
Yeah.
Eventually they might tell you something. Eventually they might feel connected.
They don't always open up.
They're not going to come in and just say, I've really had a thoughtful way to describe my inner experience.
Unless you're me. I'm like an open book. I say too much. But there are those that it just takes a while.
Yeah, it takes a while.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Next scenario.